Hello everybody, I'm Donovan Darius and welcome to another episode of Maximize Your Potential. On these shows, we like to highlight organizations and individuals who are using their platform to make a tremendous impact in the cities they live, the communities, as well as leaving a legacy. And today on the show, I'm pleased to have Miss Amy Barnett. She is the president and founder of American Civility Association. They've been in existence ever since 2014. And so let's jump right in. Miss Amy, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And so tell us a little bit more about the American Civility Association and your role.
Okay, well, the American Civility Association was founded after Sandy Hook Elementary crisis and that tragedy to do what we could do to make a difference in ending bullying and school violence.
That's very important because, as we know, we all have children and times are changing, especially where there's bullying on the internet, there's bullying in school, whatever it may be. So it's great that you guys are doing. And so when you look at your time and what you're doing, what are some of the, what makes your organization unique?
We are based, everything that we do is based on the latest brain science. And we equip children and adults and the parents and the educators with these tools that help reverse the trends of rudeness and violence that we now know through a study at Johns Hopkins and a Dr. Forney, that rudeness leads to violence. So, and it's contagious, so it's growing. It's really a disease of sorts. So if we could find the cure and how to reverse that trend, and we have.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing because I think a lot of people just think it's just a behavior thing and they don't understand that there's a science behind it. And if we can get ahead of that, then we can solve it. I'll tell you what, I have a life camp coming up in a few months and I would love to have you guys come down with the parents, with the children, and just spread out some information about it. And so when you think about the organization and the work you're doing, what is the big picture? You know, what does that look like?
Well, we've been fortunate to have pilot programs in several schools across the state. We're in about 20 schools throughout the state, and several are Clay County, St. Johns County, Duval County, Polk County, and Osceola County. But that's 20 schools out of so many. I mean, there's 150 schools here in Jacksonville. But we have evidence that shows that when we help the students understand what these brain tools are and put them into practice, that bullying goes away on these school campuses. West Riverside Elementary is a great example. Their behaviors have improved by 60%. And maybe even more now. I haven't heard this year's results, but they've gone from a school of, having plenty of room for students, anyone could come in, to now it's a lottery system because the parents want their kids in that kind little school. So our brain tools are a foundation of gratitude. That's where it starts. And there are studies that prove that when we practice gratitude, that the chronic stress that we deal with in that temporal lobe of our brain, they won't coexist. So we help teach all people, but we focus on the kids because it makes the school safer, is to power through with the positive fuel. And it does help them. It's so interesting to maximize their potential as human beings, but it's the same kind of feeling, the same endorphins that those drugs give kids. They get that through these power tools that we arm them with and then teach them how to walk around and actually utilize those tools.
I think that's absolutely amazing.
It's amazing, it's
it's
science.
It's like world breaking news that everybody, and we not only need it on children, we need it on adults too.
We do.
So it's amazing that you're doing this. It's actually amazing. So I always ask people, what inspired you to do this? Where did that spark come from?
Yes, it started with a lady at my church who will be 100 this summer, but she came and asked if I could help the children understand how to be more careful around the grown-ups and especially the senior citizens. And she said, these children are good kids, but they're not born knowing these things. We have to teach them. So would you help and teach them? So I said, sure. And it started there, but then not long after that, Sandy Hook Elementary happened. And I just wanted to know, what could I do as a person to change that? And my background in researching for television was to start there. And that's when I started finding this medical evidence. And I've, been, fortunate to work with neuroscientists who keep me posted on the latest. Wow. And then I run these tools by them, and then we work them out in the schools, and they work.
Like I said, sound like you have an engine, is collaboration with other people,
yes,
all to impact the community, all to impact the youth. And so if I could ask you lastly, what is a way that people can get in contact with you? And if you can briefly just share what's the latest project that you're working on that that you're excited about.
Okay. They can reach us through Amy B. at americancivility.org, which is my email, or americancivility.org. And the latest thing that we're working on is we've just finished an intervention program at the Young Men, Young Women's Academy at Eugene Butler, and worked with a group of about 25 kids, and are seeing good, solid results during the time that we were there. It was just 3 quick mornings. Wow. But I'm actually looking forward to doing more with that school, and using these tools to equip the kids that are maybe the most hurting in our community. But it is something for all of us. And I really feel I'm the most hopeful woman in America, because I see the hope. We aren't stuck with this rudeness and violence. We can work together and turn it around.
And together, I think we can do it. I mean, with individuals like yourself who understand that, hey, I have this platform, I have this passion, and put it out there, I think that's how all major things work. It starts with a fuel, with one person, and it grows from there.
Yes.
Miss Amy, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
Me too. I'm excited about that.
And so thank everybody for watching and tuning in. Again, this concludes it for another episode of Maximize Your Potential with Donovan Darius, your host.